Yeah. Those are messed up, no. Bad news, it's to beat your home, nigga. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on, get on his ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
Run that shit up, Trey. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they trade that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I go with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm too hardcore. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about anymore. I need a Vaselina like my Nina Papa Ford. Took a Zach, watch the door. Matter of fact, like the door. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shane Shaw. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Hopper Free. Try to hope it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Told them boys we taking no. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them UPK rules. I make hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they trade that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, the whole court. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm too hardcore. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas, get your knife and your fork. They ain't locked in with the count and with you speaking to me for. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and outdone. You can't do with them steppers, niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they create that beat, I read that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole court. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low, so that bitch is either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm too hardcore. And I just made the call. We gon' start another war. Yeah.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles to make it official. I'm capturing every crack and surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cages, safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the brutal show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
No remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit a Lord, fuck the cocktail. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Von Dale. Payback's a bitch in his dress. She a bombshell. Revenge is served cold. I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I got you. Let it ride real quick. Look. The city eyes. It's time to vote God. My God, a real nigga. Cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shotty in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, but tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls till you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Fierce taste sweet, told him make me an apple tree. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Child become a man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evans to a mall quad. Telling me how the crackers turn his child into a ghost town. Poke a stop, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Let my light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no tangent. Try to warn them niggas we bear arms like tarantulas. Them mother niggas rap, I make anthems. I really seen prophets under this banner. Made my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty than Diana. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo, spirit Asian, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Wardo. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yara, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.
Yeah, on 44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and they head with that shit.
Fine, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I did it, nice, but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. They mad, I'm too solid, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. No, they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank through there. I got real soldiers, kill for me, nigga, watch yourself. They said you been in you can't even cap. These niggas don't run it like we run it, bitch, don't even start. Bitch, I'm with my niggas till the end, till them do us part. If you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch, bless your heart. Fine then, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived, they don't know how I did it. Got it out the mud, straight to glory, they don't know how I feel. He nice, but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a man, circle tight, yeah, back and seal. I heard they want my life, I ain't worried, I got Ray for real. Take over in effect, yeah, I'm fully focused. You might not see it on me, just know it's women, that bitch fully loaded. Yeah, we up and rolling. Told them I need major motion. Think I'm joking. I'ma school them niggas like they baby Jody. Got it out the dust. Now I'm too clean. Don't know why they hate me. What you want out life, dog? Guns and butter, baby boy. UPK top, dog. Certified road runner. I'ma turn that Ecoline van to a damn tank. I got chopper stash in the attic like they Air Frank. They had that shit on lock till I snapped on them like bolt cutters. You cannot play both sides. Gotta choose your colors. See him throwing that one up with that W, that's my blood, bro. Fine in. I ain't show no mercy, I'm gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it. Got it out the dust, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He's nice, but he don't show the skills, how I show the skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a made, circle tight, yeah, back and seal. Said they want my life, I ain't worried, I got Ray for real.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rebel, busy man shit, nigga. Take your head on, nigga.
Pray what Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the eye like stamps and I can't let no hoe that lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Nigga think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert, another cop to stretch the nigga. He ain't demon, this an exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gonna get active with you. Fuck the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit, now I ain't listening, is in fact a fiction. Revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jack the Round War. We gon' run the summer, it's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crack as hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young bear. How you real triggering on them dots, you a bird feeder. Claiming he a demon, what's a demon to a cult leader? When he saying something, I ain't hear him, this shit life. It ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that fight first. I turn a bad situation to a game change. Soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain. Free shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you will never get that hand back. Bitch about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brother's bed. Everybody won't be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play it if you want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified rubber ass nigga, I'm not a toy. Hey, I with that hollow son, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my bread, still I think that's all that I enjoy. I get it boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his gang, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Shalom Yah Ba'Shem Yahushua. Baraka Thumb to the brothers. Shalom Shemal Thumb Ba'Shem Yahushua. You got that? Talking. Got it? Salakia. Shalom, shalom, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah Barak Thumb. Shalom, Shema Thumb Bashem Yahweh Shah to the sisters. Salakia, it is the ISUPK, that's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge out of Harlem, New York, since 1969, under Commanding General Yohana. And we've been called to teach the so-called Black, so-called Hispanic, and so-called Native Americans that we are the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Tonight's class is interracial marriage, adultery, marriage, because for some, can you pull up the divorce rate by stats and really by religion? Like right now, before integration, we were the number one family. We were the number one growing family in the United States. But before I get started, you got any questions? No. You sure? All right. So before the integration, right? Hold on. They can't see that, right? Okay. Before 1965 and before integration, Black families was the number one growing family in this country. We didn't have a high divorce rate. We didn't have single parenting. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have those issues before integration. But when integration came into play and we got introduced to unaliving your children, we got into that game. We integrated with Esau. We integrated with the United States. A lot of times people ask me, do I vote? No, I don't vote. And then they say, well, you should vote. And I say, why? They say, well, a lot of people have died fighting for us to vote. Well, I tell them, a lot of people have died for us not to integrate with America. A lot of people have died for us not to be one with this nation. A lot of people died not to come to this nation. A lot of our people died. And I'm here to tell you, more of our people, Salakia, more of our people were unalived than more of us being unalive for us to vote, for us to eat at their counters, eat at their restaurants while they're spitting and putting their finger in your food. You got that up?
By religion?
Yeah, by religion. So like I said, tonight's class is, what it say? I can't see. Let me make me a little smaller. Look at this. It says, according to what? Slaw.com, on January the 31st, 2024, religion demographics of divorce in the United States are, look at that, Protestant. All these are Christians. You got Protestant Christians and you got Catholics. That's all Christians. Look, they hold up. What would that be? Shit, that's what, 70%. That's 70% of divorce. Well, why did I bring that up, right? Salakia, why did I bring that up? Let me explain something to you. During the time of the Messiah, during the time when Yahweh Shah was on this earth, Rome had a teaching. Rome had a teaching. And Rome teaching was you can divorce your wife for any reason. You can divorce your husband for any reason. Who else got that belief? Who else got that same law? Yeah, Christians. Because they follow behind the United States. Just like Rome. Remember, in my last class, I taught that the District of Columbia was first called Little Rome.
Right.
This is the rebirth of the womb in Revelation, that in Revelation 13, that wound, that head wound that was wounded to death. The United States is that wound healing. That's Rome being put, the end of the Roman Empire, and then the rebirth of America. All right. So it teaches the same thing. Rome had a Democrat and a Republic. They had red and blue. United States got red and blue. So the United States is teaching the same thing Rome was teaching. This is why we have, once again, that's why we have this. That's why we have this right here. 70%. 70%. Why? Because now you have that option. One of the reasons why I'm bringing it up, like I said, I was talking to pastors and bishops and deacons and elders and apostles on the phone, on the chat, and we brought this up. Can you let me get Matthew 19 now? First, we're going to look at what the scriptures has to say about divorce, about marriage, about what the scriptures is talking about. Now, Matthew 19, this is hold on, let me see something. We're going to look at this chapter. We're going to read this chapter, and we're going to break down this chapter. We're going to show exactly what this chapter is saying. Got it? All right, so this is the book of Matthew, chapter 19, and we're going to start at verse 1. You got it?
Matthew, chapter 19, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
It came to pass. And it came to pass that when Yahushua had finished these sayings, he departed from Galilee and came into the coast of Judea beyond Jordan.
Come on.
And great multitudes followed him, and he healed them there. The Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him.
Now, it's very important to understand that their purpose, the purpose of this discussion, the purpose of what's getting ready to happen is they're coming to tempt him. They're not coming to have a reasonable conversation.
Right.
They're not coming to try to get an answer to a question. They're coming to tempt him. It says the Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him. All right, go ahead.
Now God, and saying unto him, is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause?
See how they said it? For every cause. Why? Because they know that that's the teaching. That's what's going on. You can put away a man or a woman for any cause, for anything. So look, this is what's heavy about this. They're tempting him with the law of the land. You know how Christians always say, you got to follow the law of the land.
Right.
Well, guess what? They're tempting him with the law of the land. Read it again, Doc.
Now God, book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 2, verse 3. The Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him, and saying unto him, is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause?
For every cause, meaning any cause. Can you put her away for anything? Anything. Anything. All right? So you could ask that same question and apply this chapter to America right now. You can apply it. You can go to a Christian and you can ask a question. A Christian, can you put away your husband or your wife, a man or a woman? Can they be put away for any cause? You can ask that question. All right? Go ahead.
Now, verse 4. He answered and said unto them, have you not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female?
Go ahead.
And said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh.
So they're one flesh. They operate as one unit. They operate as one body. All right. Now, a lot of Christians right here like to say, well, see, it says one. It says these two become one. Well, guess what? You can't take that too literal because you're having children, aren't you? Because you can have children, you can add to the family. You can add to this one body, but you add to this one family, you add to this one body lawfully. You have to do it lawfully. You can't do it any kind of way. You have to do it according to the laws, the statutes, and the commandments. All right. So that those two can become one. That two can become a family. Why? Because you leave your family, you leave your mother and your father, and you cleave to that man. Right? Verse 6.
Verse 6. Wherefore there are no more twain, but one flesh. What therefore God hath joined together, let not man put asunder.
Now I want y'all to understand. He answered the question. Remember, they came and said, can you put away a man or a woman for any cause, male or female, from any cause? He says no. He answered it. No. Have you not read from the beginning? Male and female, and what he has brought together, let no man separate. All right. So he answered the question. But then remember, they're trying to tempt him. They're coming to tempt him. So once, when someone try to tempt you, to ask you a question, something y'all can agree on, then they come back. Well, what about this? That's what they're going to do. The very next verse. Go ahead up.
Verse 7. Therefore they say unto him, why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away?
See, that's the tip. See how they did it? Look, us as Israelites, we get this all the time. Christians will come and ask us a question. They'll ask us something that we can agree with. And then they'll say, well, what about this then? What about John 3:16? They'll come and say, can only Israel can be saved? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, what about John 3:16? They're doing the same thing. They come in and they're saying, well, what about Moses then? Because he answered the question. So they tempted him. They say, why did Moses then command to give a written of divorce and to put away your wives? He answered and said unto them, Moses? Because he had already answered it before. So now he's answering this one. This is a different question. Yahushua was smooth with that thing.
All right.
He was sharp with that thing. He said, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, suffer you to put away your wives. Of your hearts to put away your wives. But from the beginning, it was not so. So he's keeping it in order. From the beginning, it was not so. But Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, suffer you to put away your wives. Because they was bickering and fighting and fussing. They couldn't do it. So Moses had to give a bill of divorce so they wouldn't kill themselves. Remember, when we came out of Egypt, we was in bad shape. We was in bad shape. We was raised and groomed in Goshen. So we was raised and groomed. Yes, we knew some of our laws because we had some laws before we got there. We didn't have laws that govern us as a nation before we went into Egypt. Remember, we went into Egypt, 12 sons. And out of those 12 sons became a great nation, a great in size, in number.
It's like the scripture says 70 souls altogether came into Egypt.
Right, but those 70 souls, that's true. But what I'm pointing out is Israel. There's 12 sons. And it's really important because no women can make tribes. There's 12 sons, we got 12 tribes. But like Fawada, like Mataziala said, there were 70 souls that went into Egypt. So going into Egypt, we didn't have laws that govern us as a nation. So now once we became that nation and left Egypt, the Most High gave us those laws. All right. But from the beginning, it was not so. All right. Verse 9.
This is book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 9. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be fornication.
Now it gets a little. What is fornication? Young man, Kev, what's fornication?
I believe believing in another God.
That's spiritual. That you get. I'm talking about between a man and a woman.
Sleeping with another man's wife.
That wouldn't be fornication. Yes and no. Yes and no. That is fornication. But what is the definition of fornication? Because spiritual fornication can fall in line with a lot of things. It don't necessarily got to be adultery. You can define it, and it'll encompass all of those things. Unlawful sex. Unlawful sex is fornication. So if you sleep with another man's wife, that's an unlawful sexual act. So it'll be considered fornication. So when he get to verse 9, and it's really important that everybody understand this, because in America, what is fornication?
Having sex outside your marriage.
Having sex outside your marriage. Can that fly in the scriptures? Can that be a definition in the scriptures?
No.
Why?
Because when you, according to scriptures, when you had sex with someone, you married.
You married.
Yeah.
Period. Now in America, they teach that you got to go down and you got to talk to the courts. You got to talk to the justice of the peace, and you got to go and talk to the pastor and get counsel from him. And he's going to be trying to hit on your wife, or you're going to go down and get counsel from the pastor. He's going to try to hit on you.
Right.
We got to look at it on what it is. But the point is, and then you got to go and get a marriage license. Then they consider that the first steps of you becoming married. But if you never have sex, you're never really married. You can go, what is it called? You can go get the marriage, what?
Certificate, license.
No, if you don't have sex, let's say you get married, you never had sex, you can go and you can get the marriage. Anybody in the chat can answer that? I forget the name of it. It's something where if you don't have sex and you went and got married by the justice of the peace, you don't have, it could be a month, 2 months, a year, and never had sex. You can annulment. Yeah, you can go get that thing written off. So sex has always play a vital role in marriage. There's always been. All right. So fornication is an unlawful sexual act. All right.
Right.
So now read verse 9. Read it again.
Romans chapter 19, verse 9. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery.
So it's letting you know that that's adultery. Fornication in Matthew 19:9 is adultery. It's talking about a married couple. Whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication. So this is a law that's dealing with a married couple already, not someone that's going to get married in the future. It says, and shall marry another. So if you put away your wife and marry another, you commit adultery. And whosoever married her that is put away, they committed adultery. All right. So that is adultery. Adultery is, pull that out so we can get that law. The law of Leviticus, the law of adultery, so that they can see what adultery is. And it'll make sense with that scripture. Remember, also in Romans 9:7, you cannot put away your wife. I mean, Salakia, the woman is bound to the husband as long as he lives. And if you take all of those, you take that law of marriage, and then you take the statutes that govern it, you can see the consistency in it. You can see the consistent flow in it. What's that? You got him? What's that? Is it Leviticus? Is it 19 and 20? Or
18.
what's that?
What did it say?
The definition of adultery. You shall not hold on, I got it. It's in Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 10. So this would be the actual law for adultery. Yo, Salakia. The Bible. Salakia.
Oh,
Oh, you doing?
what do you bathroom downstairs? Okay.
All right, I'm gonna pull it. Leviticus 20 and 19. All right. There we go. All right, so this would actually be the actual law for adultery. So this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20 and verse 19. And it says, and thou shalt, Salakia. No, it's supposed to be 20 and 10, Salakia. 20 and 10, Salakia. And the man that commit adultery with another man's wife, even he that commit adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall be surely put to death. All right. So that's what that means. Adultery is sleeping with another man's wife. All right. So we want to make sure that we really understand that. So when you look at Leviticus, when you look at that scripture, that precept in Matthew 19, that's them tempting him about adultery, putting away a wife for any cause, the same law that they have here in America. America has the same exact thing. So usually when you're talking about marriage and you're talking about, okay, whenever Christians talk to Israelites, right? What's one of the questions when they talk about marriage? What is one of the questions? The main question they talk about.
Are you allowed to have multiple wives?
Boom, that is a big one. That is a big one. And have you ever had that conversation with someone?
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
And do you remember what verse they take you to? Show y'all something.
First Corinthians.
God, yep, that's the one. They take you right to 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 2. That's where they take you. Let's go to it. That's exactly where they take you. Chapter 11 and verse 2. Chapter 7, verse 2. That's where they take you. They try not to take you nowhere else but right there. Oh, wait a minute. I got 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians 7 and verse 2. I was just having this conversation, right? And I'm gonna give y'all a nice little nugget tonight, right? It says, now they never read this part right there. Read that. You got it? Read it. I want you to read it like a Christian first. Where do a Christian start at when they read this verse right here? You know where they start? I'm telling y'all, look, anybody, you'll have this conversation with a Christian. I'm telling you, they're going to pull this verse and they're going to start where I'm going to show you where they're going to start. Where they usually start at?
Let let every man have
Yup.
his own wife.
Yep, that's where they start at. Let every man have his own wife. And when they go there, they say, see, that proves that you're supposed to only have one wife, because it says, let every man have his own wife, right? Hold on. I'm gonna show you why you can't use that as a law. I'm gonna show you why. Now, why do they use that like that? Because it says own, right? Right?
Right.
All right. So does own mean that you're the only one that has access to that? I'm asking that in a very specific way. Huh?
No.
Why you say that? Give me an example.
Because my ownership will be, it's my car, so I own it. It's mine.
I know, but okay, so you own it. You're the only one that own it.
So
Christian gonna kill you with that one. Christian gonna kill you with that one. They ain't gonna let you go with that. They ain't letting that slide. Can you give me another example?
What's the question?
The question is, Christians always go to, when they talk about multiple wives, they always go to 1 Corinthians 7:2. And they always start with, let every man have his own wife. The question is, the reason why they go to that is because of the word own.
Right.
So the question that I ask is, and I would ask a Christian, just because it says own, does that mean that he's the only single owner of that? He's the only person that has access to that? It's his alone? And how would you give an example? Now, the example that I would give, go hit Luke 2:3. Luke chapter 2, we can start at verse 1. Because you got to do this. You got to do this. Because they're going to argue you down about. They're going to argue you down about that. So now we're gonna look at it. This is the book of Luke. Go ahead. You can start that. Start at verse 1 up.
Book of Luke chapter 2 verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed.
All right. So now it's saying that Caesar Augustus has sent out a decree so that they had to be taxed. Everybody familiar with this? This is when Mary and Joseph had to travel back before she had the child, right? Verse 2.
And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria.
Mm-hmm.
And all went to be taxed, everyone into his own city.
And it's where?
Into his own city.
Everyone into his own city. So are you saying that Joseph was the only one in this city, only belonged to Joseph? Are you saying that it was just individual? No, just because it says own, it doesn't mean that it's single. It doesn't mean that it's just theirs. It's just individual. It doesn't mean that. All right. It doesn't mean that at all. All right. Now let's go back to 1 Corinthians and let's really read what is going on in 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians 7:1.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Now concerning the things whereof he wrote unto me.
Now that's that. Look, everything has to be put into context. You can't go to the middle of the letter and read the letter for context. You have to go to the beginning of the letter to read that context, to get exactly what the letter is talking about. And it's important to understand that in 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 1, it says, now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me. So they wrote. Look, a lot of times we don't have the pleasure of knowing what they wrote to Paul about.
Right.
We just got to read the epistle and say, okay, I can see based on the epistle what they may have wrote about. But here they're clearly asking about this whole fornication matter, this whole put away your wife for any cause, sleeping with another man's wife, right? So he says, now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, Corinth wrote to him, asking him. And then he says, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Now, if you take that by itself, you can take that way out of context. Way out of context. But it's obvious it was some touching of women that was inappropriate. It was obvious it was some touching of women that was going on. And the Corinth church, the Israelites in Corinth, the school in Corinth had some questions.
Right.
And these questions was pertaining to fornication. That's why he says, nevertheless, to avoid fornication. So it's obvious that's what they were asking about. So it was some touching going on. Can we prove that there was some fornication going on in the school in Corinth, Kev? Young man, Kev? Can we prove that? Can you prove to the Christian that this chapter in chapter 7 is about something that they wrote to him about something that was going on in the school in Corinth? I'm gonna help you. Go to chapter 5. So don't let nobody, when you having a discussion with somebody about multiple wives, about marriage, about anything, just go to a chapter and just go in the middle of it, and just read it, or the end of the chapter and just read it and put a presupposition in position and read it. No, get context.
Right.
Context is everything. So we're gonna give you some context about the school in Corinth. 1 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 1. You got it? Let's get it.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 1. It is reported commonly that there is fornication among you.
All right, stop right there. Bang. Remember, they wrote to him about it. So Paul is responding and he's saying, look, it is reportedly commonly. Why? Because they wrote to me about it. That there is fornication among you. Go ahead.
And such fornication as it is not so much as named among the Gentiles. He's saying, look, man, this type of fornication y'all got going on right now. The Gentiles ain't doing this.
Right.
This is not even spoke about among the heathens. Y'all tripping. Go ahead.
That one should have his father's wife.
What the hell is going on? That one should have his father's wife. He uncovered his father's nakedness. He uncovered his father's. That's a law.
Yeah, right.
That's a law.
Let me pull it up.
Bubba Kashar.
It's Leviticus chapter 20, verse 11.
Let's get it.
The book of Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 11.
They try to say that Paul not teaching the law.
Right.
Paul teaches the law. This is a law. Go ahead.
And the man that lieth with his father's wife hath uncovered his father's nakedness. Both of them shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them.
Exactly. You can't sleep. Listen, Give me one more before you go back to 1 Corinthians 5. Give me a Romans 7. Seven and 1. Just to make sure that you all understand that everything Paul taught among the Gentiles was the law. In Romans 7 and 1, it says, know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that what? That know the law. How that the law had dominion over the man as long as he lived. For the woman which had an husband is bound by law to her husband as long as he lived. But if the husband be dead, she is loose from the law of her husband, and then she can marry another. All right. So now let's go back to 1 Corinthians 5.
First Corinthians chapter 5, verse 2. And ye are puffed up, have not rather mourned.
So listen, what Paul is saying in the school, with that type of behavior going on, you should be in mourning. You shouldn't be puffed up. It shouldn't be no rejoicing going on around here. We're doing something that's not even mentioned among the Gentiles. It's not even heard of among the Gentiles.
Right.
Go ahead.
And that he that have done this deed might be taken away from among you.
Uh-huh.
For I verily, as absent in body, but present in spirit.
So Paul is saying, listen, I'm absent in body. I'm not there with you, but I'm present in spirit. Well, how do we know that Paul? Because Paul is going to use the law. And because Paul is going to use the law, he's going to be there in spirit because he's going to judge this. He's going to give a judgment to the school pertaining to this matter of fornication. All right, go ahead.
Have judged already as though I were present concerning him that have so done this deed.
So who is he talking about? He's talking about the young man that is sleeping with his father's wife.
Right.
He's talking about the one that's committing fornication. He's talking about the one that's committing adultery. He's talking about him. All right, go ahead.
Verse 5, to deliver such an one unto Satan for the destruction of the flesh, that the spirit may be saved in the day of the Lord of the Lord Yahushua.
So he's basically saying, look, you gotta treat this brother with some tough love. You gotta put him out. Teach him, and we will do that here. We will escort you right out of the door, right down the steps. Bloom, 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 bloom. And I have my favorite bat, but with me, just in case. So we will escort you out of here. All right. So when we get to 1 Corinthians 7, let's go back to 7 now. Now we know. We know what? We know that the law of the land, you can put away your wife for any cause, for any reason. And if someone else marry her, that is adultery. We know that it was a big issue that was going on in the Corinth school. So what happens? Paul is saying, look, now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Don't touch a woman. If it ain't yours, don't touch her. That's law. If that woman is not yours, don't touch her. He says, nevertheless, to avoid fornication, because that's what they wrote to him about. Fornication. Let every man have his own wife. Why is he saying that? Because if you marry a woman that's put away, you're marrying someone else's what? You're marrying someone else's wife. You're committing what? Adultery, which is in this context is called fornication. That's what's going on. You're committing a fornication. So they wrote to Paul concerning this matter, and he says, verse 2, read it. Verse 2.
Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife.
Uh-huh.
And let every woman have her own husband.
Let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have his own Salakia, and let every woman have her own husband. All right, ain't all that putting away for any cause, and now y'all switching up. Now his wife is with another man, and now you're with someone else's wife, and now the husband, he's married to her. Now it's a mess. It's just a big mess. So when he says to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. Listen, there's a law that governs marriage.
Right.
There's a law that governs marriage. A man cannot be sharing a woman with another man. That's unlawful. That's called fornication. And that's what Paul is dealing with. Verse 4. Salakia, verse 3.
Verse 3, let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence.
Uh-huh.
And likewise also the wife unto the husband.
Listen, don't hold back.
All right.
Give me what belongs to me. I'm going to give you what's belong to you. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Verse 4, the wife hath not power on her own body, but the husband. And likewise also the husband hath not power of his own body, but the wife.
Why is he saying that? Why do you think he's saying that? Young man, Cat, why do you think he's saying that in verse 4? Because a woman to say, see, the wife had power the wife have power over her husband's body. And the wife, you can't give him too much power. You know what happened. What is it saying in verse 4? Why do you think he's saying that?
If I can give it a shot.
Go ahead, let's give it a shot. Keep it in context.
Because of the wife not having power over her own body.
Meaning? Why is he saying that? Why is he? Okay, look, fornication was big. Marrying another woman that put away her husband, that was big. Men putting away their wives and causing her to commit adultery and causing a man to sleep with another man's wife was big. This was all, remember, sex is marriage.
Right.
So that's what is really, that's the heart of all this. So when he says the wife had not power over her own body, but the husband, right? And likewise, also the husband had power over his own body, but the wife. Remember in verse 3, it says what? Let the husband render, right? So this is talking about sex. You gotta if you can't hold back sex from your wife. You can't hold back sex from your wife, and your wife should not be holding sex back from you. Because if you do, verse 5 will say this.
Let's go back to the question you asked. It's in verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Nevertheless, to avoid fornication.
Mm-hmm.
We got to stay in context of what's being taught here in
right.
the scripture.
It's about that sexual act.
Right.
Remember, don't think, when it says, talking about husband and wife, don't think about going down to the justice of the peace doing paperwork.
No.
Think about sex. The sexual acts is what causes this. All right? Sex is marriage.
Period. Damn right.
Sex is marriage. Sidebar, let me grab that real quick. Sex is marriage. And it's such a better teaching than America. Like, I'd rather teach my daughter, hey, listen, you don't lie with anyone unless that man is committed to be with you forever. I got to meet him. I need to meet him. I need to talk to him. We need to vex him.
That's right.
Need to sit him out back with Cab. Get him on. Go on back there. Let's see what he made of.
That's right.
Let's see what he made of. Because in America, we're just throwing marriage and sex around like it's nothing. We unaliving big. We didn't unalive over 20 million babies since 1973. Like we wilding. And it's all because we as Christians, we don't have a law to govern us. Our people running around as Christians, it is they don't have any laws. You know what law they use it? The law of the land. They can put away their wives or their husband for any cause. You got that up?
You want the Exodus 22:16?
Okay.
Look at Exodus chapter 22, verse 16.
So this is sex is marriage. This is the Bible. This is God's law. This is when Christ says, "He that keepeth my commandments, he it is that loveth me." This is one of the commandments he was talking about. Go ahead, up.
Okay. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her,
And do what?
And lie with
That
her.
means and have sex with her.
Right.
So if he find a woman and he entice the maid, what does entice the maid mean? Young man, cat. Look, it says and entice the maid.
Approach her in a way that
you go you go to the club and you holler at a shorty. Yeah, you like, yo, you know what? Girl? You whatever you gonna say. Whatever you gonna say. You enticing that maid that is not betrothed.
Right.
Not betrothed means she's not spoken for. She's not espoused. It means that God can't sleep with her if she's espoused. Got to bring that in.
Right. Spitting game.
Yeah. Right? Go ahead. And lie with her. Go ahead.
He shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Look, you got to get busy. You got to make that woman your wife. Period. You have to make that woman your wife. Why? Because sex is marriage.
That's right.
Sex is marriage. Sex is marriage. Now go back to 1 Corinthians 7.
Corinthians chapter 7, verse.
Read 5 again. Salakia, verse 4 and 5.
The wife hath not power of her own body, but the husband. And likewise also the husband hath not power of his own body, but the wife.
So look, you cannot hold back. You can't hold sex. You can't say I'm not having sex with you. All right, you can't say that, and this is the reason why. Go ahead.
Right, and it's like try to use that as some type of leverage, some type of power.
Yeah.
To manipulate someone into doing something that you want them to do.
That's witchcraft.
And so forth and so on. Yeah.
That's witchcraft.
Can't do that.
If you got a rib talking about I'm holding back, I ain't giving you none, that's witchcraft. That's a dangerous game. And this is the reason why. This is why Paul is writing this epistle about fornication. Because if you hold that from your husband or wife, this is what can happen. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Defraud ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency.
So he bringing that to a point, and he's saying, listen, if you're gonna hold back, first of all, he says, don't hold back on one another. But if you do, let it be for a time period, for fasting and praying.
Right.
And then afterwards, make sure you come back and, hey, you give them some cheeks. Give up them cheeks.
Yeah, right.
Stop playing. Stop playing. So look, that's clean. Any questions on adultery, marriage, right? So now let's talk about can you I was listening to, who was I listening to? I was listening to Sakari. Yeah, it's crazy. And for some reason, they They really pushing that you could marry heathens. You know that? Yeah, they pushing that. You can marry the heathens and you good. But that's not what the scriptures say. Now, one of the scriptures, the main one that they use, let's go to it. Yeah, definitely. Deuteronomy 7. Matter of fact, Salakia. Go to first. We're gonna go to. I'm gonna show you. Go to First King 11:1. Right, that's the one they. You ever heard it? I heard them break this down.
I haven't heard it. Well, I don't know how they can make this say that.
Well, I'm about to show you, but I'm trying to figure out. Am I missing something? I don't even know where to start at on this. First King chapter 11. You start at verse 1.
Book of 1 Kings chapter 11 verse 1. But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughters of Pharaoh, Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites.
Now, I want you to go to 1 Corinthians 7:1.
1 Corinthians?
Salakia, Deuteronomy 7:1.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 1. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and have cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, and the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou, and when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them.
Now, one more.
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
All right. So now he's saying in verse 2, it says, is when the Lord thy God shall deliver them. Who is the them? The ones that he spoke about. Well, why is he mentioning them? He's mentioning them is because they are the ones in the land. It's not because they're isolated and these are the only ones we can't make marriages with.
Right.
He's saying that because we are getting ready to get what land? The land of Canaan. That's the land we get ready to get. All right. We get ready to get that land. And because we're getting ready to get that land, he tells them, verse 2, and when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them, and shall make no covenant with them, nor show mercy to them. Why? Because they're the ones in the land. Let me explain something to you. If we was going to the land of Edom, he would have said that about Edom. Any land that we was going to, we would have got that command, because we do not supposed to marry outside of our nation. We was taught that way back in Genesis. In Genesis, how do we know in Genesis Adam was marrying his own nation? How do we know that? Go ahead.
When the scripture said, "Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh."
That is so important. Bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. That's why if you find everywhere bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh, it's making a reference to we from the same family. We from the same tribe. So once again, in Deuteronomy 7:2, them, no covenant with them, and mercy unto them, it's talking about them because they're the ones that we got to go through to get in the land. Did you read verse 3?
No.
Go ahead, read it again.
Verse 3, neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughters thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. Verse 4, for they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods.
Right. Salakia, young man, Kev, grab that. You know what I want. Grab him. Grab the back. Grab the bastard on the floor. Because that's what has happened in this. Look, we didn't marry the other nation, and guess what? We're serving their God. Here's their God right here. We're serving their God right now. We married the other nation, and now we're serving their God. Exactly what the scripture says. That's what he says. Read it again up.
Verse 4. For they will turn away thy son from following me.
They will. The Most High is telling you, they will do that. They will do that. They're going to turn you away from following me. Go ahead.
They may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy these suddenly.
All right. So now when you go back to 1 King 11, right? I'm going back to 1 King 11. Go ahead. Read that again.
Verse 1. But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughters of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Sidonians, and Hittites.
All right, so now it's a couple of nations that's not even mentioned,
right,
in Deuteronomy 7.
Right.
Those no it's what is it? What, two? The Amorites and the Hittites.
Let me see. Deuteronomy 7.
The Hittites and the Amorites.
Look at it real quick, sir.
Those are the only ones that's mentioned, I think. Let me see. Deuteronomy 71.
Deuteronomy 7.
Which are all Canaanites. These are all Canaanites except Amorite. But the Amorites.
The Girgashites and Amorites in here. Hivites. I don't think there's any other nations. Well, Hittites.
Hittites. Yeah, Hittites.
And just the Hittites is the only nation that's mentioned in Deuteronomy 7. That's
all right. So now let's go back to let's read 1 King 11. Let's see if he say only one nation did it, because according to them, only the Hamites and the Amorites could stop us from. I mean, they can't make covenants with. But when you go to 1 King 11,
that's a good point, because it's only the Hittites are named in Deuteronomy 7. But when you get to 1 Kings 11, that's why it's like, if I may, that's why you know that these other fake Israelites don't understand the spirit of the law.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Just because it don't say it verbatim, they think it don't talk. It ain't talking about this. But that's why we have command you have the spirit of the law.
Exactly. Come.
So 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 1. But King Solomon loved many strange women.
Many strange women. Many. Not just one group. All of these are strange women.
Damn right.
Go ahead.
Anybody that's not of the nation
of Israel. All of them. These are strange women. Go ahead.
Together with the daughters of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Sidonians, and Hittites, of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them.
You know why he's saying that? Because he means any nation.
Right, that's not yours.
That's not yours. The reason why he was dealing in Deuteronomy 7, dealing with those nations, because they were the ones that was in the land.
Right.
They were the ones that was there. And because those Canaanites in that land, he went and he said, listen, them, when you conquer them, don't make a covenant with them. Don't marry them. But he wasn't saying just them, because we see that consistency throughout all the scriptures. We see that throughout all the scriptures. All right, go ahead.
Number 2. Of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, you shall not go into them, neither shall they come in unto you. For surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love.
In love. And hey, you know how we get down. You know how we do. So you cannot intermarry. You can't marry the other races. You need, listen, man up and get yourself a sister and get ready for war. No, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Look, get ready for the challenge. Yeah, get ready for the battle. It's going to be all right. Hey, listen, you're going to love her more.
Right.
It's going to make you love her more. But look, avoid fornication. Whatever you do, avoid fornication. All right?
Damn right.
Whatever you do. Any questions? Any questions in the room? Any questions in the chat? No questions? All right, we're going to turn the class over to priest and officer. Talia.
All right, ISUPK security announcements. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the heads. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means 10 in Hebrew, ma'asher. That's 10%, and any penny of any increase the Lord gives. Priest funds, free will offer for the priest. It's not mandatory. It's whatever amount you like to donate. Upcoming holy convocations, we have Memorial of Blowing the Trumpets. That will be Wednesday, October 2nd. That's Wednesday, October 2nd. And it will be held right here in 202 North DuPont Boulevard, right here in Smyrna, unless otherwise notified. All right. Want to be a trooper in school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf, like this brother right here. With that being said, men of Israel, Amijah, which means to stand. Men of Israel, Amijah Shabbat, Amijah, Barak, Yahweh, what we said was the Most High's name in Hebrew, which is Yahweh. Hashem, which means in the name of Yahweh Shai, is whom the Lord ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Bless you. All right. Yahweh means hands down. Star, which means to turn. You're going to get a sister's of courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Amijah Shabbat, Amijah, Barak,
Yahweh Shema, Atham B'Hashem Yahweh Shai.
What we said was the Lord's name in Hebrew, which is Yahweh. Shemar means watch, and Al means over, and Atham means you. In the name of the Lord, everybody calls Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh means hands down.
Get down here to class, 1232 North King Street, Wilmington, Delaware.
Shalom, Lord Christ, to my brothers and sisters, man. Y'all need to come down to 1232 North King Street, where the truth resides, man. ISUPK, Delaware. We definitely represent doing some big things.
202 North DuPont Boulevard in Smyrna, Delaware.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Come and be a part of this rising thing that we got going on here in Delaware.
I hear everybody claiming that they love the Lord and love God and all that. Well, get in here and show it. You know what I mean? The scriptures say faith without works is dead. So if you ain't doing nothing, your faith is dead. So get up and do something. What you need to do is get your ass up and get in the class. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't doing nothing else. You're sitting home wasting time. Everything is going on around you, and you don't know how to compartmentalize these things. You understand? I'm on my way to class right now, like you should be. You know what I'm saying? Class don't stop for nothing.
Every time, all the ties and all that still go up there. That's the command. That's the order that I got. All right. I don't know if they changed it. They never changed it to my knowledge. So, how much is it? You can tell them that it's my ties.
Yeah, because I might cash app it tomorrow.
Are you going to class tomorrow? Because if you're going, I mean, if it's up there and if you're going, I'm probably ride with you. I mean, I can't drive.
Your car gonna be here? Yeah, ride with me. Yeah, ride with me.
Are you gonna be there enough time for me to hold guard? Enough for me to open the whole guard and all that?
Hold on, nigga. Hold on now. Let me look at my schedule. I should be good.
This is $397.
All right, and I just sent that to you.
It's $397.
All right, well, just hold on to it. Yeah, just you want me put it in there. And then if I go up there, I get it and take it in the morning. Yeah, you did. Okay. All right.
Let me properly explain myself because that's why I kept doing the hold up. If y'all need anything, gentlemen, I'm really sit down and just learn. So if y'all need anything, let me notify me and I'll serve it out. I'll go get it.
Yeah, we'll get it.
Whatever you need, because general captain be looking on the camera to make sure we're doing things so we can go in here. I do not want to get checked.
I don't want to get checked.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's see what we gonna have class at tomorrow.
I hold on to it.
Yeah.
It'll be here. That's why I was trying to figure out where you was going. Asking in school.
Yeah, he said he might he's low. He's somebody.